The central nervous system. The central nervous system, it consists of brain and spinal cord. Its main function is to collect information from the entire body, and then it processes that information, and according to that information it coordinates all functions of the body. Beta, the brain, it acts as a major decision maker. It controls various kinds of activities by sorting out enormous inflow of information. Means it collect information from each and every part of the body, and according to that information only it control and coordinate all body function. Beta, it store some of the information and discard the rest. Means important information it store in it and rest it discard. The next part of central nervous system is spinal cord. It also relay information to and from the brain. Means this spinal cord it also help brain to coordinate body function. But sometimes it take quick action independently, and those actions are always protective, and we call those action as reflex action. Now beta, our brain, that is the most important part of central nervous system. Now we will study the structure of brain in detail. Beta, brain, it is lies within a bony structure which is a part of the skull. We call it as cranium. This is the diagram of brain, and it is present in the upper part of the skull, where it is protected by one part of the skull only, that is called as cranium. After this bony coverage, three membranous layer also protect the brain, and this covering of made up of three membranous layer is called as meninges. Beta, in between the three layers of meninges, one fluid is present. That fluid is called as cerebrospinal fluid. Now this fluid cushions the brain against shocks. Means it acts as shock absorber. It also helps to distribute nutrients and other chemicals to the neurons of the brain and collect waste from them. It provides neurons some protection from the infection also. This is very important paragraph. Brain is protected by one bony covering, that is called as cranium. After that, it is protected by three membranous layers called as meninges. In between each membranous layer, each layer of the meninges, one fluid is present. That name is cerebrospinal fluid. Now, function of cerebrospinal fluid, it gives cushioning to the brain. It acts as shock absorber. It also helps in distributing nutrients and other chemicals to the nerve cells of the brain. It also collects waste from each and every part of the brain. And again, it provides neurons with some protection from the infection. Now, our brain, it is divided into three main parts. What are those parts? Forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. The forebrain. But forebrain is the anterior part of the brain, further divided into two main parts, cerebrum and hypothalamus. But cerebrum is the largest part of the brain. It is divided into two halves called as cerebral hemisphere. This part of the brain, it is forebrain. It is made up of two halves which are called as cerebral hemispheres. Both cerebral hemispheres, they are connected to each other by a deep groove. Externally, this cerebrum or both cerebral hemispheres, they have number of folds to increase their surface area. This increase in surface area due to the presence of these folds is to accommodate more neurons. Beta, it is believed that more the number of neurons present in our cerebrum, more intelligent the person will be. So to accommodate more neurons, our cerebral hemispheres has large number of folds over them. Beta, entire cerebrum, it is divided into two main parts. The outer part is called as cortex and inner is medulla. The cortex of the cerebrum, that is the outer part of the cerebrum, it is grayish in appearance, and the matter which is present there, it is called as gray matter. But a gray matter is the collection of cell bodies only. Means the cell bodies of nerve cells, they are present in this part. Whatever the nerve cells which are present in our brain, their cell bodies, they are present in cortex region of the cerebrum, and that's why it is grayish in appearance, or we call it as gray matter. Now the axon of the nerve cells, they are white in appearance and they are present on the inner side of the cerebrum. So that is called as white matter. Beta, white matter, it is mostly found in the deeper part of the cerebrum. Now, after this, gray matter, presence of gray matter and white matter, after this, the brain is, the inner side of the brain is hollow, and it is divided into three interconnected cavities which are called as ventricles. And these ventricles which are present in the inner part of the brain, they are also filled with the same fluid, that is cerebrospinal fluid. Now beta, the function of cerebrum. Beta, the cerebrum is the center of intelligence. It is a seat of intelligence. It is related to, or it is concerned with learning, memory. It control our emotion and our reasoning. All the question, where, when, how, they arises from this part of the brain only. Other areas coordinate our voluntary activities, means cerebrum. It also coordinate our voluntary activities. The activities which are in our control, they are also coordinated by this cerebrum only. It also make us to feel sensation like pain, heat, and also control our speech and senses of touch, smell, sight, hearing, and taste. Now beta, the next part of the forebrain, that is hypothalamus. Beta, hypothalamus is a very small area of forebrain. Here, to this part of the forebrain, one small gland is attached. That gland is pituitary gland. This pituitary gland is a part of endocrine system. So here hypothalamus connect our nervous system to endocrine system. After this, it serves one more function, that is it control our emotional reactions like fear and anger. So this is all about forebrain. Now the next is midbrain, middle part of the brain, the small region between forebrain and hindbrain. It is called as midbrain. But it control our eye adjustments only, so that we can see things clearly. Now the next is the hindbrain. Beta, the posterior part of the brain which is located below forebrain, that is called as hindbrain. This part of the brain, this is forebrain, this posterior part of the brain which is located below the forebrain, that is called as hindbrain. It consists of three parts. What are those parts? The first is cerebellum, then pons, and third is medulla oblongata. Cerebellum is the smallest part of the brain. It is located below cerebrum only. The surface, now again cerebellum is also divided into two hemispheres. We call them as cerebellum hemisphere. Both the hemisphere, again they are connected to each other by pons. Beta, cerebellum, it also has two hemispheres which are connected to each other by another part of hindbrain, that is pons. The major difference between cerebellum and cerebrum is that no folds are present over cerebellum. Instead of folds, they have grooves over them. They have grooves over them. Again, as cerebrum, they also have gray matter on outer side and white matter on inner side. Like cerebrum, it is also filled with cerebrospinal fluid, the fourth ventricle of our brain, that is present here in cerebellum only. Beta, three ventricles are present in cerebrum. The fourth ventricle is present in cerebellum, and it is also connected to three ventricles of cerebrum. Beta, this cerebellum, it control and coordinates our movement, both voluntary and involuntary movements of our body. They are controlled by cerebellum. It maintain our body posture and balance, and it help us to learn new movements. All type of movements, they are controlled by cerebellum. Now after cerebellum, pons, which is present in between two hemisphere of cerebellum, it relay information from forebrain to cerebellum. It helps in transmitting information from forebrain to cerebellum. It also helps in to control functions such as sleep, breathing, swallowing, bladder function, hearing, taste, eye movement, facial expressions, facial sensation, balance and posture. All these movements or activities, they are controlled by pons, that is a part of hindbrain. But the last part, that is medulla oblongata. This part, medulla oblongata, it lies in the front of cerebellum at a slightly lower level, and it connects to the spinal cord. Beta, this is the part of the brain from where spinal cord arises. It controls all the involuntary activities of our body. The activities which are not in our control, they are controlled by medulla oblongata, such as heartbeat, breathing, sneezing, coughing, swallowing, vomiting, movement of the alimentary canal, and secretion of the gland. All these activities, they are controlled by medulla oblongata. Beta, the midbrain, pons and medulla oblongata together, they make brainstem, one portion brainstem. Midbrain, that and two parts of hindbrain, pons and medulla oblongata, together they form brainstem, and from here only spinal cord arises. But after this, there is one table in your book, table number 5.1. Here, the major part of the brain, major region of the brain, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain, they have explained these parts here again in the form of table. So you have to learn it properly. All these points already we have discussed during the explanation of these parts. So this is all about the structure of brain. Now we will start with spinal cord, the another part of our central nervous system. The spinal cord. Spinal cord is a bundle of nerves which are arranged in a cylindrical manner, and they have one narrow canal at its center which is called as central canal. With a spinal cord, it arises from medulla oblongata and run down the entire length of our vertebral column, that is backbone, and there it is protected by the bones of vertebral column. We call them as vertebrae. But like the brain, spinal cord is also covered by three membranous coverings called as meninges, and in between these three layers of meninges, again cerebrospinal fluid is present. This cerebrospinal fluid, it is present in central canal also, the narrow canal which is present at the center of the spinal cord. This central canal is also filled with cerebrospinal fluid. Beta, central canal is a continuation of fourth ventricle which is present in cerebellum. Gray matter. Now here in spinal cord, the arrangement of neuron is reverse of cerebrum and cerebellum. That is, the arrangement of neurons in spinal cord is a reverse of the arrangement of neurons in our brain. Here, gray matter is present on inner side and white matter, it is present on outer side of the spinal cord. Beta, spinal cord, it relay messages to and from the brain. It helps brain for coordination or body activities, but some of the activities it control independently, and those are called as reflex action.